Hello, this is Professor Joseph Holbrook, your professor for Introduction to the Social Sciences, ISS 1120. This is fall 2015, and we're now looking at Chapter 7, Psychology, Society, and Culture. So let's dive right in. Culture and personality. Culture is created by individuals. Millions of individual decisions add up, accumulate to form a culture. But at the same time, individuals are all shaped by their culture, so it's a mutual influence. It is somewhat flexible, but it also can be enduring or resistant to change. There's something that we call socialization in childhood. This is the process of learning one's culture. In the family, we have personality development, particularly in the first 4 years of an individual's life. The family is the greatest influence. There's also the aspect of biological inheritance, and there's the physical environment. This develops in early childhood. Piaget, a famous psychologist, came up with 4 stages of childhood development. From birth to 2 years old, there's a primary concern with physical objects. From 2 years old through 6 years old, there's a concern with symbolism and fantasy. From 6 years old to 12 years old, there's a concern with abstract concepts. From 12 years old to 15 years old, there's a concern with logical thought and irony. Then one might add that from 15 years old to 65, you're trying to figure out what the hell life is all about. Now, that's just a joke. Just joking. Social environments vary. No two individuals have exactly the same social environments, although identical twins may come very close. There are variances in birth order, family, neighborhood, communities, language, schools, region, etc. Socially isolated children suffer. You've all heard stories about children that were raised by wolves or raised in the wild and do not learn language and do not develop their intellect. What is personality? Personality is our total inherited and acquired characteristics. Personality is affected by multiple factors such as inherited individual potentialities, perhaps coming from DNA, natural environment that we grow up in, the culture of the individual society, and unique personal experiences. Here's a list of types of punishments and reinforcements. So there are positive reinforcements, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. The age-old debate is between nature versus nurture. Nature being our environment, including culture and nature not being the environment, but rather being our DNA, our genetic inheritance, and nurture being our environment, particularly our cultural environment. B.F. Skinner was a psychologist at Harvard in the 1950s and 60s. He believed that environment was the primary force in shaping personality through conditioning. He called it operant conditioning. So a positive reinforcement strengthens behavior, a negative reinforcement strengthens behavior, and punishment suppresses behavior. There are other views that consider heredity as a primary force in shaping personality. A number of different explanations of behavior come from different schools of psychology. Cognitive psychology believes that nature initiates and determines behavior. Psychoanalytic psychology focuses on nature and also innate tendencies within the individual in the unconscious or subconscious mind. The behavioralist focuses on actions and believes that behavior is in response to chemical stimuli. Then the humanist approach focuses on the entire person and their interrelationship with the culture. Abraham Maslow was a psychologist who developed a hierarchy of needs. 5 levels of human achievement must be reached in order for the person to experience self-actualization. Self-actualization is the highest level, and it requires work to reach and stay at that top level. At the lowest level is basic physiological needs such as food, air, shelter. When we are unemployed, when we are living in poverty, these are the things that predominate our thinking. Next comes safety and security needs. Then love and belonging needs, which are something we all experience. Self-esteem needs, the need for a sense of accomplishment and worth and purpose. And then self-actualization is the highest level of achievement. The Freudian concept of personality focuses on 3 major structures within the psyche. The id seeks pleasure. It's the subconscious mind seeking pleasure. For example, the sexual drive may be located in the id. Ego controls behavior and balances between the id and the superego, or the consciousness, the conscience, or the system of ethics or morality. The superego is the conscience, the moral guide. Defense mechanisms are behaviors that are used to avoid issues. Intelligence is a elusive concept that there's more nuanced views of it now than there were perhaps a few years ago. It has traditionally been measured by various mental tests, such as an intelligence test, which measures general mental ability, an interest index, or an aptitude test. There are achievement tests, special abilities or disabilities tests, and personality or emotional adjustment level tests. The general intelligence test measures mental age. The intelligence quotient, or IQ, is a ratio between the mental age and the chronological age. It tests mental ability compared to the rest of the population. So the IQ is the mental age / chronological age times 100. You take the mental age from the test, you divide it by the person's chronological age, and you multiply it times 100. Percentile ranks are sometimes used. There are limitations of IQ tests. The scores can be influenced by cultural factors, environmental factors, educational level. The scores have been increasing over time due to sociological influences. One question for consideration that is controversial is, is the test racially biased? There's also a current trend away from knowledge tests. It's not a measure of innate intelligence. Deviance is another important concept in psychology. In deviant actions are actions that conflict with society's norms. This is a relative and arbitrary concept. Crime is deviance, which violates legal norms. There you have a picture of a couple kids stealing a car, which would be deviant, illegal behavior. Not all deviant behavior is necessarily illegal. However, a good bit of it is. Drug use would be a deviant behavior that is most often illegal. Some kinds of mental illness might be deviant behavior, but not illegal. There are major theories on deviance. The theory of differential association, which behavior conforms to deviant norms. Labeling theory is that if you label someone as paranoid, as deviant, as schizophrenic, that these labels can be self-fulfilling, so it's better not to label people. Control theory is that the desire to rebel is normal. Strain theory believes that deviance is necessary to promote social unity and change. In other words, deviance is a normal blowing off of steam in the society. The illegitimate opportunity theory is that crime increases according to the opportunity. So that is our quick introduction to psychology, society, and culture. And we will pick it up this week. I hope you'll read the chapter and be prepared to take the online quiz. Thank you.